Hello and welcome to our live channel for our lesson 10 in Python programming language for beginners. And in this 10th lesson, I will introduce you to Python functions. First of all, why do we use functions? Well, the reason is more or less obvious. To type less code. Everything new we learn is most of the times to type less code, and that happens when we need to do the same procedure or calculation many times in the same program. So it's like creating a sub program which calculates or does generally something. So in this part 1, maybe you won't directly understand the importance, the significance of Python functions, but I will show you 4 different ways you can use a function in Python, where you can in all 4 ways get the same result, but the way you progress and you think of the code is much different every time. So in every way I calculate something, I will put it into a comment. So I will calculate the area of a triangle. So the area of a triangle generally equals to the base multiplied by the height divided by 2. So let's say that I want to create a function in Python that calculates the area of the triangle. So in that case, I will show you the example where the function receives and returns. So let's try to find out what that means. First of all, every time we declare a function in Python, we use the def command in small letters. So whenever you use def, Python understands that you are you're using a function, and then follows the name of the function. So I will name it calc, which comes from calculation, because I want to calculate the area of a triangle. I can alternatively name it triangle as well. So triangle, inside the parentheses I will put the parameters that are required to calculate the area. So I use a b for base and an h for the height, and then up down dot. So everything written from now on refers to the function. It's inside the function block. So I need first of all to type an a, for example, for the area, which is equal to the base multiplied by the height divided by 2. And now I want my function to return the area value to the main program. So I use the return command, and then the variable whose value I want to be returned to the main program. So now in my main program, first of all, I need to ask the user for the base and the height. So I put a base variable. So now I'm outside def, I'm in the main program now. Base equals int input. Please type the base value, and then for the height int, well, probably not int, float, because it might very easily have decimal positions. Float, then float input, and now please type the height value. Okay, so now I want to print the result. First of all, I will assign the calculation of my function to a new variable. I'm not obligated to do that, but it is better, it helps to understand the code better. So I use an area variable, and now I call the function I created previously by typing its name, triangle. And now I need to use the parameters. So my parameters are base and height. What actually happens now is that the base parameter, which comes from the main program, transfers its value, its data, to local parameter b, which belongs to the triangle function. That respectively happens with height, which swaps its value with age. So inside the function I have the wanted values for base and height, and what is returned as a value to the main program is the area of the triangle. So that return a is assigned to that expression, which now belongs to area variable. So now if I type print the area of the triangle is 0 for variable position. Let's say restrict the decimal parts to 2, f float dot format area. So if I run this program, it asks me for the base value, so I type 5, for example 5.2, then for the height value 3.8, so the area of the triangle is 9.88, which is true. Now I will change the way the function works, and as you might be able to see, we will have exactly the same result. So now the function doesn't receive, but it reads from the keyboard and returns. In that case, the reading of the values required to calculate the area are read inside the function. So I cut paste the base and the height float input inside the triangle function, and I just change now, because there's no b and h now, so parenthesis. So in every case the function reads by its own the variables. It actually does not contain a local parameters. So now area equals to base multiplied by height divided by 2, return a. So now I do not have I do not need that part of code in the main program, because I have moved it to the function, and I just type print the area of the triangle is, and I type the name of the function triangle, parenthesis dot format, and inside that, and now we're ready. So what's different now is that okay, yes, the function returns a value to the main program, but it reads the base and the height on its own. So now I run the program again, type the base value 5.2, the height value 3.8, and again I get the same result. So it seems that there is no actual difference, but later on in following lessons we will see that there is the difference depending on the method every time we use to write a function. So the third part says that the function receives, like previously, and prints. So in that case we do not have a return value, we do not have a return command. We move back base and height to the main program, so the main program again reads the values for base and height. So I need parameters again for my function, so I put again b and h. So now again b multiplied by h, and again the main program and the function, they exchange values with their parameters. So now I do not have to type a print in the main program because I put it inside the function print the area equals to 5.2f dot format a, which is the area. So the only thing I need to write in the main program now is to call the function by its name, and do not have to type print because print already exists inside the function. So I type triangle base comma height, and now I run the program again, type the base value 5.2, type the height value 3.8, and again the area equals to 9.88. Correct. And now we move on to the last possibility, which is not the last method, which is not recommended at all, where the function reads and prints. So actually the function does everything. So I move again the reading part from the main program to the def. So again a equals base multiplied by height. So again there are no parameters, parentheses. The result also again is directly printed inside the function. So now the only thing I have to do inside the main program is just to type the name of the function, parentheses, because everything else is occurred inside the function block. So there I read the variables, I calculate the area, and I print the area. Let's see while the program runs. Please type the base value 5.2, the height value 3.8. So again the area equals to 9.88. So those are the 4 different ways that you can create and make a function work in Python. This is just the first part of our function lecture. Stay tuned, because in our next lesson, in our 11th lesson, I will show you examples where you will be able to understand the significance of using functions in Python. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.